Morning guys, it is a beautiful day in Cambodia today. Thought it was going to be lightning storms, so I was going to see how far I could get today, but seems to be all blue skies, so I'm actually just going to keep on driving and see where I turn up. I don't really know where I'm going to sleep tonight, either camping or maybe in a hostel. I'm just north of Srey Amble. I drove about 150 kilometers from Kampot, and I will be going 150 kilometers more, maybe arriving tomorrow, to Koh Kong, where I'll be then heading north up through a mountain range up to the north of Cambodia through Siem Reap. Basically the whole plan, which is almost certainly going to change. I actually love this country so much, and I've only been here like 5 days, but it's similar to Vietnam, but it's just less people and less sort of ruined almost by tourism. It's amazing. Onwards! Woo! Got the water buffalo doing their thing. I just love the difference between sort of the flat of this country and then just going straight up into the mountains, which are over there, which I'm going to go towards. It's just crazy. Vietnam has it probably more extreme in the north, where it's literally like dead flat, and with these incredible spikes coming out, like the classic Halong Bay mountains, where Top Gear did the whole kind of boating thing. It's actually incredible. This whole Southeast Asia area has these kind of extreme mountain patterns. I love it here though. I like water buffalo as well, except when they're on the road. They shouldn't be on the road. So this one's going to be a bit of a tight one. My bike does about 230 kilometers, and I reset my mileometer every time I fuel up. Except the last petrol station I went past was about 100 kilometers ago. So I was like, nah, let's not fuel up. I'm now on 222.8. And according to Maps Me, there's 1 in 3 kilometers, but I can definitely feel the bike beginning to slow and mix with a bit of air. So I'm just waiting for that first choke. I do, however, like to be prepared for every eventuality. So I do have another ½ litre of petrol in my bag, just in case. And then obviously I have my camping gear in case like the worst, you know, the classic phrase, the shit hits the fan and I need to just rock up for the night and then figure out my plan the next day. So I'm never in any sort of like harm's way in any respect like that. I know I can always survive for a good sort of 3 days, get myself back to civilization. But here's the bridge, and hopefully the petrol station will be on the other side. Woo! Yes! Best thing I could ever see. Quick stop for sleeves and sun cream. Getting a little bit burnt. It's really hot today, like super hot. Right, back on the road. This is the southern point of the Cardamom mountain range, which I'm going to be driving through for the next few days, up to the north of Cambodia. And it's heavily forested basically, which means that I haven't actually had a decent view in a long time. So I kind of had an idea. Alright, that's the stairs done. That's not bad. Bit of a drop. But that's a good panoramic, that is. Woo. Oh yes. Now I just got to find a campsite. That way. See, in general, I always find it more difficult climbing down. You've got like big spaces. You've always got to like make sure your feet are in the right place. Just before the sun sets, I thought that I'd give you a little like update on how I have like modified what I've done, and also how I cook my dinners. So this is basically my camp setup for today. Got my hammock set up between these two things here. I managed to modified my top hanging mosquito net into a sort of hammock mosquito net. Tying it also on this side so it's nice and taut. Here's my cooking setup. So I've got food on this side, followed by the stove and the petrol. If I need more petrol, I'll go over here to my bike. Under here is the fuel valve. If you follow this down, it goes to here. You then unplug this with this valve turned off. You put it in your bottle, turn the valve on, the fuel comes out, turn it off, put it back on, and remember to turn the valve back on because otherwise you won't be going that far. Cool. So the first thing to do here is take this bottle top. This is holds all the petrol. Remove the lid and replace it with the pump. This also is my backup fuel for when I run out of fuel on the bike. This can now be pumped 20 times. You then spread out these legs on the cooker, place it down. This is this slots into the petrol can. This needs to be lubricated with spit, and that's then placed into here, like that. The valve can then be turned on, which releases a bit of fuel into this main assembly. You then turn the valve back off, get your lighter and light the whole thing on fire. This is just to heat the stove up. And then once it's hot enough, you can turn the valve on and you should get a blue flame. So it can now be turned on a little bit more. It will turn into either a ball of yellow. You can see that blue flame starting to come out though. And there's still a flame down here which needs to go out. And soon enough, get a nice blue flame, which is very hot. You can then put your water in here, put that on the flame, and put the lid on. And then it will heat up faster. Once that's boiled, you then apply to your pot noodles, and you can get noodles with the mystery meat which is inside.